My name is Carlos Diego Maciel. I'm a real estate broker here in Bloomington with Bridge Realty. I'm a Bloomington resident as well. I've been living in Bloomington for 10 years. I live in East Bloomington. And also, I'm a member of the Bloomington Forward 2040 Committee. And I've been licensed real estate broker for 13 years. I'm also a little bit of a blogger. I have this website, stitch.dive.com, which I use, to target renters that want to transition from renting into owning their own home, and getitsolddemand.com, which is landing page that I have for home sellers. So I've been blogging about real estate. Real estate is my passion, and I'm also a real estate investor. And I know that most of you are, even if you think you're not. If you own a home, you are an investor. You already have an investment property. So I also used to host the first Hispanic radio show for real estate in Minnesota. I was the first one who started it. And I did that for 6 years along with my wife. And today we're going to cover 12 factors to consider about how to improve your home to get the best rate of return of your investment. And they're very simple topics. I know that most of you guys are going to be able to relate to all of this. So the first thing, one of the things that we need to consider is budget and timing. The thing that most people they need to consider is, first of all, before you even consider to get your house ready for the market and everything, imagine that you guys are planning to purchase another property, whether it's here in the state or if you plan to relocate. Try to get your finances in order to get approved for the new mortgage that you guys are going to be applying for. Usually applying for a mortgage, it takes about a month to month and a half, based on if you are ready to turn in all your documents on time. And I suggest that you plan ahead first to get mortgage approved before you do your improvements. Now, be realistic in how much time you're going to have and money you're going to have to improve your property. We're going to focus in trying to save the most amount of money based on what you have already in your property. And we're going to concentrate on things that you can do it yourself versus paying a contractor, okay? And meet the goals on time so that you can have your property ready for the market. And also how to prioritize things on your property. Some things, most buyers, they're already expecting to do some of the legwork when they purchase the property, but not that much, okay? The Twin Cities real estate market is, if you can see it, it has a curve, meaning that the peak of the season to put your property for sale is right here. And that's because the inventory, that's when most people are trying to get their homes ready for the market, and that's when most buyers are ready to purchase homes. So between March and May, that's the peak. See how the two lines intersect right here, which is the properties that are on the market and the buyers that are available, able to purchase your property. They're already financed and ready to purchase your property. And this is, something that we see on the market in Minneapolis year to year. The best time to get your property in the market is right here. That's when where you're gonna get the most for your money, right there. Then later, we tend to have a little bit more inventory, but less able buyers. And then we go, August, September, and October, that's when we have less buyers and still the inventory is there. So that's when people tend to drop the prices on their property a little bit, so they can get the property sold before the first snowfall. So still, it doesn't matter, if you have a good real estate broker taking care of the sale of your home, they'll be able to price the property correctly so they can get it sold fast. Now, who is the prospect buyer? This is really important because there's different types of buyers. Here in Bloomington, most of you probably are Bloomington homeowners. Here in Bloomington, we have the properties that are in East Bloomington, which are built between 1950s and 60s. West Bloomington are built 70s, 80s, and up. So you need to know what type of buyer you're going to target. We have 3 different types of buyers. The turnkey buyers, that they just want to purchase a property completely done. They don't want to do anything with it. And those turnkey buyers, they tend to be more like millennial buyers. They don't want to do anything. They want to just get the property ready to live in. Then we have the other type of buyers, which are the sweat equity buyers. Those type of buyers still, they're not willing to spend that much money. And we're going to go on the next slide to show you why. They just want to spend, a little bit of money just to get minor cosmetics, just to make the property more personalized for them, more personal for them and their family. And then we have the investors, which are the people like me, too, that try to purchase properties that are, foreclosed properties, REO, bank owned, in order for us to fix them and flip them. But most of the work that we do, like myself, is not that much work. Basically we just apply a few cosmetics here and there, switch appliances, put granite countertops, and that's it. So it's very important that you know your prospect buyer, and this is very important. Remember, it doesn't matter how much money you put into your home. The new owner will make changes to the property. Okay? So this is the pie chart of the buyers available to purchase your property. The turnkey buyers is only 43%. Cosmetic buyers, 53%. Investors, 4%. Now it's very important. Cosmetic buyers, statistically, they only spend $4,500 to improve the property that they just purchased. Right after 90 days, right after they purchase the property, that's the most that they spend, $4,500. So they don't spend that much. Basically, they want the property also, to be ready for them to occupy. So know your audience. I mean, who's your prospect buyer? Who's your target pool of buyers? The more buyers your home appeals to, the greater the demand and greater the return. Now, who is the prospect buyer? This is really important. You need to know when you list your property, what type of financing buyers are you targeting? Okay? Conventional finance buyers, FHA, VBA, conventional rehab, or 203K. For you guys that are not familiar with this type of investments or mortgages, conventional buyers are the type of buyers that are, their credit scores are above 650. Okay, so those are the type of buyers that have, good score, but not that good, but still enough to get them qualified for a conventional loan. Conventional loan, for most buyers, appeal to because conventional, it carries a soft mortgage insurance with a decent credit, or no mortgage insurance with excellent credit. And most lenders, they're willing to pay upfront 50% of the mortgage insurance for that buyer. So a lot of buyers, they want to go conventional. They get the same benefits of an FHA without the hassle of the mortgage insurance. Okay, now FHA buyers, they're the type of buyers that have a little bit of a spotty credit. FHA buyers, they can get qualified for a mortgage with a 580 FICO. So it's a federally insured loan, which allows buyers to qualify with a really faulty credit. But it carries a mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. Okay? And they know that, that it's something that they're going to have to pay for the life of the loan because of course, the lender wants to make sure that the investment that they're putting into that property is going to be secure, just in case if the buyer defaults the mortgage. But on that FHA loan, you need to make sure that the property is ready for FHA buyers. FHA buyers here in Bloomington amounts for 25% of the loans being serviced to purchase property. So it's a lot of buyers, a lot of buyers. And you have to understand that most of those buyers, they have come through a recession. A lot of those buyers, they have thin credit, but they're still purchasing homes. But FHA is very strict on the way they write those loans. The homes needs to be perfect, meaning that on all those homes that are built in 1950s, 1960s, they have lead paint. And if the home has any cheap paint outside or inside, the FHA appraiser is going to attack that home for lead paint, and meaning that the homeowner needs to get rid of the lead paint or get rid of all the cheaping paint and repaint the whole thing. Otherwise, that buyer is not going to get finance approved for that home. And the thing about it is that once your home gets tagged with an FHA inspection deficiency, that FHA appraisal is going to follow your home for 6 months. So even if you cancel the purchase agreement with this buyer, that FHA appraisal with those tags are going to stay in your property for 6 months. So it doesn't matter who the lender is. Since FHA is a federal insured loan, it's going to stay there. So my point is that if you guys want to really, appeal to a bigger pool of buyers, let's make your home ready for FHA buyers as well. And it doesn't take that much, okay? Then is the DBA. DBA is even more strict with their financing. Since it's a federal insured loan also for veterans, they want the home to be completely spotless for the veteran. And especially since on those loans, they're getting 100% financing. Veterans have the benefit to get the 100% financing. Conventional and FHA, they have to bring a minimum of 3.5% down payment. But DBA loans are extremely strict when it comes down to financing. They want the home to be completely spotless, okay? And be assured that the DBA appraiser, if they see anything wrong with the property, they're going to tag it. And the buyer agent is just going to come back to you after the inspection, and they're going to tell either you fix it or reduce the price of the property. But in the case of DBA, they're going to want you to fix it. Regardless if you guys reduce the price or not, they're going to want you to fix it. Otherwise, you lose that client, and you're going to have to cancel the purchase agreement and get another client. So FHA 203K, basically what it is a rehab loan. It's a more difficult loan to get approved of, especially since it's an FHA loan. So what it means is that the buyer gets financed for the dwelling, for the property, but also has to get a secondary finance in FHA to fix the property, okay? And the buyer has to have contractors ready with bids. They need at least 3 bids per contractor, whether it's an electrician, plumber, you name it. They need to get 3 bids submitted to FHA so that FHA can, the underwriters can see those estimates and decide to approve the loan or not. And it can take a long time. So I usually advise my clients, my listing clients, not to take offers that are FHA 203K, because they can hold your property under contract for purchase for 3 months or more. And if that contract goes south, then you've just been wasting 3 months or 4 months of your time, and you have to start all over again trying to get new clients. Plus, on top of that, if you didn't fix the property, the way FHA guidelines wanted it, they can stick, the property with those red tags, and it's going to be there on your file, on your property file for 6 months. So even if you have another FHA buyer, when they do their appraisal, the appraiser is going to look at your property is already been tagged for those repairs, and they're going to make sure that you have fixed those repairs, okay, or those things. And also, if you have a low rate, let's check, you need to check your mortgage rater. Some of those rates are assumable, whether it's FHA or conventional. And if you have a really low rate, that's a big selling point for your property, because that means that the new buyer, if he has the credit to assume the loan, they can assume the loan with that interest rate. Okay, so it's really good that you take a look at your rater. If you have an FHA loan, chances are it's assumable, and some of the conventional loans are assumable too as well. Now the next factor is to mitigate the kinks, and this is the most important thing. Okay. Here in Bloomington, we have the TOS, which is time of sale inspection. When you decide to list your home for sale on the market, you have to get a time of sale. Meaning that the city of Bloomington is going to send an inspector. You have to order the inspection. It's going to cost you like $195, something like that. And the Bloomington inspector is going to look at your house and inspect your home, but the only thing that they're going to concentrate is on code violations. Okay? They're not going to look at your electrical system or your plumbing system or your HVAC system. They're going to concentrate just on code violations. If you have any code violations, they're going to tell you need to fix this, 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 and that. That's the only thing that the city of Bloomington cares for, code violations. Now, then we need to address also if you have any open permits on the property from previous improvements that you were doing. You need to close those permits, whether it's electrical, plumbing, HVAC. We need to close those permits. And now we have in Minnesota the new inspection, which is not mandatory, but most buyers are getting their radon inspection. Radon is a big thing, right? In Minnesota. Most buyers are doing radon inspections when they purchase a home, because radon is, really toxic. It's it's a poisonous gas, and it's more toxic than smoking cigarettes. So everybody is doing radon inspections. So my advice to you, before you put your home for sale on the market, just mitigate all those kinks, because they're going to come back to you. And I always advise my clients, don't only rely on the time of sale inspection. Do your own private inspection before you put your home for sale on the market. The reason being is because the buyer who's going to purchase your home is going to do their own inspection, and they're going to come back at you with those items. Either you fix them, or they're going to try to knock down, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 of the listing price. So my best advice is you guys take care of all of that beforehand, and it looks even better for the prospective buyer that you have already done your due diligence just to take care of all those things, and you're being completely honest and forward, and you're disclosing everything. Also, I use that inspection myself to refute anything that the buyer might come back on their own private inspection. If the buyer comes back with something about the electrical panel, look, here is our own inspection. I challenge your inspector to challenge mine on the electrical panel. We're not going to fix this. We're up to code. Everything's working fine. This is it. We have done our own due diligence. That will it will save you a lot of headaches if you don't do it properly. So then, assessing before beginning projects. What I'm trying to let you guys know that assess how much money you're willing to sink in. If your home needs a whole kitchen renovation or a whole bathroom renovation, just try to see where the money is needed the most on your property. To me, the most important thing is just to fix all the kinks that came up on your inspection. because your kitchen might need, some remodeling, but there's some things that you can, really just leave it as it is and sell the property without putting that much money into a kitchen or a bathroom and stuff like that, And disclosure also, always disclose what's wrong with your property. When you list your property, you're gonna sign, fill in the disclosure, the seller's disclosures, which you're gonna let the buyer know everything that you have done with your property as far as repairs or things that are, be needed of repairs. You have to let, the buyer know, because the statute of limitations for lawsuits in Minnesota is 2 years after you sold your home. And if you didn't disclose something that you knew that was already there on the property, you're liable for a lawsuit. Okay? And us as brokers, we have to disclose everything, because otherwise I'm liable too as a broker for not disclosing something that I knew. So we have to disclose everything. Negotiation advantage on sale, meaning that once you have taken care of all of that, you're always going to have the upper hand when it comes to selling your property. You're already prepared. You have mitigate all the kinks, everything that was wrong with the property, you already fix it. And I'm not talking about remodeling the kitchen. I'm talking about mitigating the kinks. If you have any code violations or the roof needs replacement, just replace the roof. Those are part of the things that you should be focusing on your home anyways as a maintenance. It's just basic maintenance. Know your competition. See what potential buyers will see. Most buyers nowadays, believe me, they do their research. They tour at least 20, 30 homes before they decide to put an offer on yours. Before they decide on your home is because they have already looked at least 30 homes, whether it's on the internet or physically, and they know what they want. They know exactly what they want. See the active homes on the market around your neighborhood. If you can download my app. You can text me your phone number and I can send you the link for the app. This app will allow you to see all the homes that are on your neighborhood and also see, all the listing information and everything, which is a very useful tool. Visit open houses. Use your broker to take you to tour the open houses so you can see what the home sellers have done with their property to get them ready for the market. So you know your competition. Have your agent to take you for a tour and get the Home Spotter app, which is very useful. Let me show you. This is really neat and it's free. Once it opens, I'll show you. Okay. Oh, I have no service. But if you text me with this app, you can see all the homes that are for sale on the neighborhood. Click on the home, you can see the whole listing information, pictures of the home inside and out, everything. Is really neat. Really, really neat. Now get a broker market and analysis opinion. This is very important. Have your broker or your real estate agent to give you a price opinion of your property as is before you fix it, and then one after. Okay? It's really important that you get to know how much your property is worth the way it is first before you try to sink in any money. Okay? And also, get them to give you a suggested list of home improvements that you can do. That's what I do with all my clients. I give them all, every time that I go and see their properties, I always tell them, you need to fix this, you need to fix that, because I'm already thinking, what type of buyers I want to target this property with. And I want to target conventional buyers, I want to target FHA, I want to target DBA, The more buyers I have, available for that property, the seller, the faster I can sell the property, the more money I can get for that property. So let's not try to alienate anybody. It's just trying to save some money in things that you really need to do, And remember, FHA will tag you for minor things. If there's some chipping paint out of the window, They're going to tell you to scrape everything and repaint everything. Okay? Before you start doing anything on your property, what I always advise my clients, you just start packing. Get rid of all the clutter. Make room for you to start working on your home. In the end, I mean, you're gonna have to do that work sooner or later. So better start packing and have an open, the room open so that you can paint, you can do all the work that needs to be done without having all that clutter. And also, I always advise, tell my clients, if you can, spend, a few $100s at Home Depot or Menards and get some shelving units that you can put on your garage to pack up all the boxes and everything, and leave those shelving units there. Buyers love space, storage space. Buyers love, some shelves where they can store stuff. And believe it or not, when they look at the garage and they see those shelving units, that becomes a selling point also for buyers. They love storage. Most houses in Bloomington, in East Bloomington especially, don't have that much storage area. Most of them, they have small closets, and they don't have that much storage area. So once they see that on the garage, they have some shelving units for storage, they'll love it. And also, it's going to help you just to get rid of all the clutter inside of your house and just put it on the garage, and saves you some money from renting a storage or one of those pods. Just use your garage so you can store everything in there. Now, repairs and defer maintenance. Prioritize inspection deficiencies is really important. All the inspection deficiencies, they need to be addressed first before you move into anything else. Okay? If you have any radon on your home, once you have the results on the inspection, get rid of the radon. You have to do a radon mitigation. It's going to cost you about $550 to do the radon mitigation in about 3 days. But believe me, you're going to have to do it. Last month I had two purchase agreements canceled just because the seller wouldn't want to do the radon mitigation for $500. The client just cancel and that's it. People care for that a lot. If you have any broken furnace or AC, fix it. The roof, if it needs repair, if it's in really poor conditions, trust me, you're gonna get tagged. I mean, they're gonna tell you, what though, I'm gonna knock down $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 of the purchase agreement just to replace the roof. Okay? And for a property that is about 2,000 square feet, it's probably gonna cost you like 8 G's to replace the roof, and buyers are gonna always try to negotiate lower, more than that. Holes in the walls, just patch all the holes in the walls. All the doors that are not functioning well, let's fix them. The electrical, HVAC and plumbing, make sure that your HVAC system, your furnace is being inspected, and make sure that it has the tag, the inspector tags right there, because the home buyer inspector is going to look at those tags. When was the last time that furnace got inspected? So if it's been inspected and the furnace is in good working condition, it doesn't matter if the furnace is 20 years old, as long as the furnace is, ticking like a Swiss clock. Just leave it. It works. If the air conditioner is being inspected and it's an old air conditioner, 15 years old, just leave it. It works. You don't have to replace it. Oh, and also this is very important. Plan on providing a home warranty. Most first-time home buyers and empty nesters, which are the biggest pool of buyers here in Bloomington, for some reason, is first-time home buyers and empty nesters that are downsizing from a bigger home to a smaller home. They want a home warranty for the home. They don't want to deal with any issues on the HVAC, on the air conditioning, or the furnace, or the water heater, or the appliances. Plan on getting a home warranty. It's going to cost you about $350 for a 1-year home warranty. But you're giving the buyer a peace of mind that something happens. They don't have to spend any money on that. Now, kitchens. If you focus on, if you want to update your kitchen, that can be really expensive if you don't know where to apply the money. Okay. I was talking to one of you downstairs at my booth. The kitchen is, he told me that his kitchen was really outdated and needed to maybe consider replacing some appliances. Remember, buyers nowadays, they want, especially first-time homebuyers, they want, at least the areas of the house where the family gathers, which is the kitchen, they want the kitchen to be completely updated. They want granite countertops. They want the tile backsplash. They want the stainless steel sink. They want the stainless steel appliances. They want the nice light fixtures. They want all that. But if your kitchen doesn't need that much improvement, then just focus on what you have. Focus on the cabinets that you have. Just replace the hardware on your cabinets. Just repaint the cabinets. Replace the hardware. If the kitchen has one of those Formica countertops, okay, and it's one of those old Formica countertops, you can either choose from changing the countertop to a butcher block countertop, with one of those wood butcher block countertops, which are a little bit cheaper, or replacing the Formica. Put a brand new, Formica with a new style of color. That will help you a lot. If you want to go with granite countertops and backsplash, in average, a kitchen that is being updated is going to give you at least $15,000 to $20,000 more on the resale value of your home. But then again, you have to know where to apply that money. If the kitchen needs a completely overhaul, where you need to tear down cabinets and get rid of all the countertops and get rid of the linoleum on the floor, and you want to put like hardwood floor or tile, I'll say, East Bloomington is not the market for that. It's not gonna pay up. Okay, so you need to know, and you need to have a real estate agent that knows the market that's gonna pay up for that. Okay, me and my home in Bloomington, I live in East Bloomington. I have linoleum on my floor. All I did is just replace the linoleum. I wasn't going to put, tile or hardwood floors, because I know when I sell the property, I'm not going to get that money back. I did replace the countertop. I did put granite and backsplash, but I kept existing cabinets. All I did is just replace the hardware on all the cabinets and paint them. And paint the whole kitchen, by the way, and put a nice light fixtures and everything, and that's it. Because I know that that's what's gonna increase the value of my property, and not drain my pocket, and lose the money, because putting hardwood floors on my kitchen or expensive tile, I'm not gonna get the money back. Okay, and in Bloomington, especially East Bloomington, the kitchens are not that big. They're small kitchens. They're not that big. So don't spend that much money. Okay? People that are buying in East Bloomington and West Bloomington, they already know what to expect. They already know the style of construction. Most East Bloomington neighborhoods are just, those ramblers, 2-car garage, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, 2 baths. They already know what to expect. Okay? Oh. So, to keep it more simple, you can keep the counters clear of clutter. New appliances if you need to. If you have really outdated appliances from the 70s, change them. change them. Okay. Get matching appliances, stainless steel appliances. You can go to a appliance mart. I have purchased appliance at appliance mart, brand new. They might have a ding here or there, but I purchased them probably like 30%, 40% of your retail value. You know. Granite counters. There's a good vendor that I like to recommend, and it's called Twin City Discount Granite. They're fairly cheap on their granite prices. So, and they'll install everything for you, all of that. Update cabinet hardware, like I told you. Update non-obtrusive light fixtures and eating kitchens. So those are the things that you can do working with the existing canvas that you have on your kitchen, and just, ramp it up a little. Bathrooms, the same thing. You can eat a lot of your money, and you need to know what the market standards are for bathrooms. So again, you need to tour some properties so you can see what people are doing on the bathrooms, especially on the basement bathroom. Most people are completely overhauling and updating the basement bathrooms on properties here in Bloomington. They're doing a completely brand new bathroom. And that's a huge selling point. I did that in my home. Brand new bathroom, everything. I just got it, everything, and I did it, the whole thing brand new. I know that that's going to be a good selling point on my home, But then again, you have to know where to apply your money. If your basement is not finished, and you have, as long as you have a clean basement, unfinished clean basement, and you have 2-3 bedrooms upstairs, one bathroom, 1.5 bathroom, let's just market your property like that and let the new owner, finish your basement the way they want it. You don't need to do your basement. So again, you can work with what you have, spoil clean and unclutter the bathrooms, put new shower curtains, new light fixtures, new mirrors, update the vanity counter, all of that stuff. Just try to make it more appealable, more chic. If you have in your bathroom, this is one thing, if you have in your bathroom upstairs the old 60s, 50s, 70s tile on your bathroom, don't paint over it if you don't want to get rid of it. A lot of people, if you don't want to spend that much money on your bathroom, if you don't want to put replace the tile, put brand new tile, repaint everything, change the shower head, everything, and put granite on the sink, get a new sink stand, everything. If you don't want to do all that, you want to save some money, just use what you have on your bathroom. If you have tile, because I know most homes in Bloomington, they have this 50s, 60s tile that is like pink color or yellow color, don't paint over the tile. People hate that. Just leave the tile the way it is. Just clean the tile completely and regrout it, so it looks like you did that on purpose. And try to choose a better color for the walls so that you can offset the color of the tile so that it looks like you did it on purpose. And concentrate better on just putting a brand new light fixture and clean the sink. Or you can go to Home Depot or Menards and get a brand new sink that is going to cost you like $300 and just put it there, and that's it. You revamp your bathroom. It looks nice. Paint. This is the number one objection for all home buyers. Paint. I have had a lot of clients walking away from a perfect property, everything updated, beautiful. It's just that the home seller chooses the wrong paint, and they just walk away. And even if I explain the client, look, this is an easy fix. this is just a $500 fix. You can do it yourself. No, they just walk away because they just hated the paint. So my advice to you is choose warm tone colors. Don't try to pick the colors that you think you like. Just pick something neutral and let the buyer personalize the home later on. But at least they're not going to have any objections with the color of paint. Okay? And choose this type of colors just to accessorize, you know, the couch, the pillows. So you can offset a little bit the neutral color, and it will look nice. Believe me, it will look nice. Most buyers that they see this type of colors on a property, they go, "Wow, this is really nice. It looks like a spa," you know. So stay away from bright colors. You know, had a buyer that took him to see this property in Edina. Beautiful property. But the dining room had this, you know, bright red color all over. That's it. She just saw the dining room and just walked away. I don't want to see anything else. That's it. The exterior painting also, no peeling paint. You're gonna get tagged on FHA if you have any peeling paint on the exterior. Okay, so you have to scrape all the peeling paint and just repaint it. And those colors are what are on style right now. These type of colors. Again, giving your home a good curb appeal is gonna go a long way when it comes down to pricing your home. Believe me. A curb appeal is extremely important, you know, because as soon as the client, the prospect buyer sees that home, they already imagine what the interior is going to be. They already know that if you took the time to take care of the curb appeal, they know that the interior is going to be nice as well. Okay. Flooring, windows, coverings, you know, all of this is something that you can do on your home, very inexpensive. No rip stains in carpet or linoleum. If you have any of that, try to fix it. Okay, you don't need to change the whole carpet. You can hire a professional to clean and restretch the carpet. Hardwood floors, try to get them finished on a soft shine, not one of the type of shine that is gonna, you know, blind somebody. And the windows, the draperies that you put on the windows, you just put the type of draperies that are gonna let, you know, a soft light in. That's what people like to see, and it will make your room really appealable to buyers. Again, the curb appeal. Try to make an inviting environment for buyers. And this is really cheap. I mean, this is something that you can do yourselves. Most people like to garden. So for a few $100s, you can spruce up your curb appeal and attract a lot of buyers. And this is something that I offer to all my clients, free pre-market home inspection report. So the reason why I do that also is because it helps me as a listing broker to have all the tools necessary to sell your property. Okay, I don't want any surprises from the buyer, you know, to come up with their own inspection and being blindsided where, you know, we weren't prepared for that. So I try to offer to all my clients free pre-market home inspection, full list of suggested repairs and improvements, and a suite of professional, you know, photography and video tour. It's very important to have the right pictures for your home on the market. A picture tells a story. That's how they get the appointments for your house booked on MLS, on Book a Showing. If the client, the prospect buyer, sees the the pictures, nice pictures on your property with nice finishes, that's how they're going to book the appointment to see the property. So I offer this for free with a listing agreement. And of course, I offer a pricing analysis and a comparables home tours free with no obligation before you decide to, what to do with your property. Okay. And if you have any questions, I'll feel free to. Yeah, go ahead.
How much radon do you see in Bloomington?
It's a lot. It is. Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah. There's, radon is everywhere. Not just it's not just in Bloomington, but remember that Bloomington is sitting on top of a huge aquifer. I think it's the biggest aquifer. I think Bloomington is sitting on top of the biggest aquifer in the Twin Cities, if I'm not mistaken. So all that pressure from, also from the aquifer, plus all the dead trees, that have been buried, for years, causes, the radon gas to expel from the air. But yeah, make sure that I'll guarantee you that there's an 80% chance that that your home has radon. Yeah.
80 in East Bloomington or so?
In East Bloomington, yeah.
All sand over there?
Yeah, there's a lot of radon. Yeah, there's radon. And radon is not just Minnesota thing. It's all over. It's all over, But yeah, it's if you're gonna do pre-home inspection for your home, do the radon inspection. Altogether, the home inspection for your home plus the radon inspection is gonna cost you about $550. If you have radon on your home, it's gonna cost you another $550 to mitigate. But all properties have radon. Let me be clear. All properties have radon. It's just that the radon levels need to be at, I think, at 1.5. Above 1.5 needs to be mitigated. Yeah, above 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, above 4. Above 4. Yeah, needs to be mitigated. Needs to be mitigated. But most properties have radon. So. Any questions? Go ahead.
You say there's $550 for inspection, another $550?
The home inspector is going to charge you $350 for the home inspection, plus $150 to do the radon test. So it's about $500, $550. Okay, the home inspector. You can hire any inspector you want. Okay, but that's about the price that they go. Okay, and to mitigate the radon, you're going to have to hire a radon mitigation company. It's probably how much they charge you. $550. They charge you based on the square footage of the lot, but most lots here in Bloomington are about a quarter of acre, so or more. But that's what that's how much they charge, about $550 to mitigate the radon. Yeah. Any questions? Go ahead.
Do you see any exterior features that have been driving people away from houses, like rock beds or certain trees or shrubbery, anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. One thing that clients tend to notice on houses is dead trees, or trees that have some sort of parasite or whatever. If they are old trees, you run the risk to get the buyer to tell remove the tree. But it can get really expensive. And in my home in East Bloomington, I have one of those big tall trees. I have a couple maple trees. They're huge. I got lucky that Excel Energy tagged my trees for removal because they're so close to the power line, and they're all trees, so they're going to remove them. But otherwise, I was looking to spend about $9,000 just to remove the trees. Go ahead.
Two things. Can I see the curb appeal?
Oh, sure.
Thing?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. To replace the siding? No, no. Siding and roof are, basically deferred maintenance. It's just maintenance that you have to do. I mean, there's no. That's a good market point that you can that I will certainly use. Brand new siding. A rate of return is new windows, energy efficiency windows, doors, sliding doors. In my house, I replace everything. All the windows and doors are replacing. I had the all wood windows and doors. The type that on winter you get so much condensation that they get solid shut with the frozen ice and everything. You cannot open them forever. So I replace everything. That's a return on investment. Okay, but because that's not a deferred maintenance, that's an upgrade. Okay, but windows and roof, a siding and roof, gutters, soffit, fascia, that's just deferred maintenance. That's something you have to do. But if you do it, yeah, you'll get a lot of interested people in purchasing your home because they know that they don't have to do it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Whose windows?
For me?
Whose windows?
In my case, I replaced everything, all the windows.
No, but I mean, particular maker.
Well, there's several. There's Pella windows. Yeah. Yeah, and I did one with a particular one, and I didn't brought the information. They're really good. They're really good, and I can give you the information. If you give me your phone number and others, I'll email you their information. But they're really good.
And then the first one, the number one.
Slide.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. Go ahead.
FHA mortgage, that carries mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
But after you get so much equity, can't you get rid of that?
No. FHA since it's a federally insured loan, okay, and allows for buyers that have more than spotty credit. Allows for buyers with 580 FICO to be 96.5% financed, okay, on the property, and also some of those buyers can get qualified for a down payment assistance through MHFA. So the Fed wants to make sure that if the buyer ever defaults on the mortgage, they're going to be able to activate the insurance in case they have to, short sell the property. But on FHA, the mortgage is usually, stick on, on the rate of the mortgage for the life of the loan. Conventional, however, they'll get rid of the mortgage insurance once you pay up 20% of the loan.
Well,
That's conventional. That's conventional. That's why most buyers that have decent credit, they want to go conventional because they get the same rate or better than FHA, but they don't have to stick with the MI for the life of the loan. And some lenders, they're willing to pay upfront 50% of the MI. And when you close, you can pay upfront the other 50% or just write it, until you pay up 20% of your loan, and they'll automatically they'll take it off.
So once you get so much equity on it,
20%, 20% equity.
20%.
20%. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you whichever occurs first, whether you pay up 20% of the mortgage or you have 20% equity, whichever occurs first. Okay, you can have a professional appraiser to appraise your property and submit that appraisal to the lender, and that's it. If you borrow $100,000, even if you owe $90,000, but your property is worth $130,000, $140,000, and that's it. Yeah.